Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards, cause Commander's number one. I got the boys with me, both Sherman and Slothy. Sherman, how you doing this week?
It's been a long week. Let's just say that. How about you?
Good. Infinite decks. I've been making so much. There's been so many cool things. I need to I gotta find the Ninja Turtles pre-con so I can rip that apart. They've got a lot of legendaries in that. We were talking just before we started here. The Ninja Turtle set has made me want to build a lot of decks again. I had been on I've been on kind of a hiatus, and I was gonna be like, oh, I've only built like 2 decks a month for the last few months. But that's more than most people tend to build. I'm back in the full swing of like building decks. Like I'm working on like a 40th. Like I just keep brewing and stuff, right? So there's a lot of cards that Turtles brought a lot of 1/1 synergy, right? And there's a lot of 1/1 counter commanders that just finally have like enough cool stuff. Lorwyn brought a bunch of changeling, so like stupid decks like Bruce Tarl, like the Roving Ranger Ox thing. I'm like, oh, cool, now I've got more changelings, more Oxes to put in the deck. This is that. So it's been really fun for me lately. I've been just building, and that's all I've wanted to do is build and play Magic. So it's a nice refresh. I took enough of a break from sets and just bought singles.
Yeah. Like as much as like people initially didn't like the Turtles, when you sit down with when I sit down with my play group or I sit with other people, like there's a lot of people playing Ninja Turtle commanders right now.
I love this set. I think it's so silly.
It's insane. Like the commanders are really good. They have a lot of different varieties for different styles for everyone. So it's really nice.
Yeah, I think some of the artwork is definitely silly. Like there's a lot of people don't like, and some is pretty horrible. But there's a lot of the artwork that I do actually just really. There's a bunch that I really do enjoy. Not all of it is great. I will be the first one to admit that.
Yeah.
There we go. I changed I had the wrong one over for it. And anyways, Slothy, how are you?
I'm all right. It has also been an incredibly long week. They yesterday ended up sticking me to being warehouse manager for the day because our guy is on vacation. So I got to sit in a spinny chair all day and do pretty much nothing.
Management stuff, I get it.
Yes, jockey.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a very long day.
The for me for work and stuff, it's again snowing. Shock in Canada, I know, but generally, like I have to drive way less in the snow because everyone's like, oh, well, if the roads are going to be bad, so we gotta slow it down, make it so it's easier. So I don't know. I thought the roads were fine. So I just had a really easy week for no reason.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. This week I wanted to talk about one of the turtle commanders that I've built literally so many of. It's going to be right here. Let's move over. Yeah, Dawn and Leo Problem Solvers. This is a card that does pretty much everything I want in a commander, generally speaking, except for have draw in it. Like I love anything that's blink ETB stuff, and it gives you such a cool one. So first and foremost, if you want any of the cards we're about to talk about, you are going to go over to houseofcards.ca. You're going to type in the promo code IT99. It is going to give you a discount at your checkout. It's going to support a great business, support us, get you cards quick. It's nice. And if you want cool spots to put them, like your commander essentials, this deck makes a lot of tokens, a spoiler. If you want dry erase tokens to do that stuff, go over to nerdgear.ca, promo code again IT99. It's going to get you also a discount on that stuff. It's really cool. They need more sleeves. I need to buy a bunch of them. And yeah, just like, share, subscribe, come hang out on Patreon with us and build decks with us. Back to what we're talking about is Dawn and Leo Problem Solvers. So this is 3 and Hybrid Azorius twice. So 3 and then white, blue. It's a 4/6, which is pretty decent stats for a 5 mana. It has Vigilance. You're never going to attack with this commander. This is not an attacking commander. Vigilance is an irrelevant factor on this. This is an enters the battlefield commander. People are, because here's the thing. It's not Elish Norn where it's just like, okay, well, I can't leave that on the battlefield because I'm just simply flickering artifacts. And a lot of them are going to be junk and a lot of that. So again, the ability is at the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target artifact you control and 1 target creature you control up to 1. Then return them to the battlefield under their owner's control. We get a double exile at our end step. That's so good for an end step, just raw ability. And there's so many cool things that we can do with a deck like this. Like this one plays out really, really fast. It's a really, really strong deck. There's so much. Again, you have your draw section in your creatures. You have like a lot of ETB toolboxy stuff you can do. There's like, this is just it's a shell, but it's yeah. Ignore me. It's a shell deck, but yeah, thank you, Slothy clapping. You can make this deck way better. I've got a few things in the end step. I will say I wanted to mention immediately. Sherman has talked about a wedding ring deck that he makes, and I was like, this is a cool spot for it. But I didn't have an extra wedding ring to put in. But we'll talk about that when we get to it. So let's jump right into our ramp here, or do you guys want to give quick thoughts on the commander first?
I say we jump into it.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into it. We start with our ramp as always. I'll take us away. We got our Arcane Signet, just 2 mana, taps for 1 of our color identity.
Then we've got Azorius Cluestone, 3 mana artifact, tap for white or blue. You can pay white and blue and tap it to sacrifice it to draw a card.
And after that, we have Azorius Locket for 3 mana. Taps for a white or a blue, and for 4 Azorius mana, you can tap it and sacrifice the Locket to draw 2 cards.
Yeah. It's also nice. This ramp section, by the way, is like $6. Like 14 cards deep, $6. It's a good ramp package. I like it. We have Clay-Fired Bricks next. It is a really cool card, actually. 1 and a white. When Clay-Fired Bricks enters the battlefield, search your library for basic planes, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. You gain 2 life. What an awesome little ETB that you can flip. You can craft it with an artifact. When it enters, create 2 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens, and creatures you control get 1/1. So later on, we can use it as a bit of an anthem if we need, but oftentimes we're just going to be flickering this at an end step early on to just fill the field with the planes. We just want to get as many as we can. We're never missing land drops this way.
And then we've got Coveted Jewel, a 6 mana artifact. When it enters, draw 3 cards. Tap to add 3 mana of any one color. And whenever one or more creatures an opponent controls attacks you and aren't blocked, that player draws 3 cards and gains control of this artifact and untap it.
Also,
Covenant Jewel is just so much fun.
Also, what a phenomenal card that we can flicker and draw with.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Holy smokes. The next one is going to be Fabrication Foundry for 1 and a white. It's an artifact. You can tap to add a white and spend this mana only to cast an artifact spell or activate an ability of an artifact source. You can also pay 2 and a white and tap it. Exile 1 or more artifacts you control with total mana value X. Return target artifact card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. That's really strong.
Yeah. It's, again, a nice piece of red. There's a lot of toolboxy stuff in this, which is really, really fun. But yeah, I haven't played, again, there's a lot of these sets I didn't really pick any of the, what is this set even? I can't remember the name.
Lost Caverns of Ixalan?
Yeah, I didn't pick any sealed up, right? So I didn't have a lot of these. And again, I've been going through just a bunch of commons, uncommons, and everything that I have. And I'm like, oh, these are really cool. Then I went and looked at the set. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool too. I'll pick that up. Next, we have a Gold Pan, which is, again, a trash card. Trash card from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, but it's so good. It's 2 colorless. When it enters, create a treasure token. Awesome. We can just sit there and keep flickering it in and out to make our treasure.
And what else does it do?
Oh, yeah, it's an equipment. We're never using it as equipment. We're just like, if you want it as an equipment, you can, I guess you can have the rest of the card too. Equip creature gets 1/1 and equip for 1. It's about treasure. It's not about the 1/1. We don't care about that.
Yeah, we don't care about that. We don't care about equipping it on something and attacking. No.
This is the Turtle Durdle deck.
The bottom half of the card is totally irrelevant.
Yeah. Reading the card explains the card. We're not using that part. And also, I'm
reading the card.
I'm naming the deck Turtle Durdle.
Next up here, we've got the Marble Diamond. 2 mana. It enters battlefield tapped and taps for white.
And then after that, we have a prize statue for 2 mana. It's an artifact. When it enters the battlefield or is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you create a treasure token.
Yeah. A lot of these we want to just kind of rush our commander out, and then we can just keep blinking these to reset their value, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
And we can also throw it away with stuff like that Fabrication Foundry to bring something else back if we need to later on. But it kind of doesn't matter. Next, we have our Scampering Surveyor. It's 4 colorless. When it enters, you search your library for a basic land, card, or cave, put on the battlefield tap, then you shuffle.
Then we have Seashell Cameo. 3 mana artifact, taps for white or blue.
After that, a nice easy Sky Diamond for 2 mana. Comes in tapped and you add a blue.
Then we have Soul Ring. the Ninja Turtle Soul Ring is the one you have to have for the set. I'm sorry. It's so silly. One colorless, we tap for 2 mana.
And then rounding this random section out is the Talisman of Progress. 2 mana artifact, you can tap for colorless, or you can tap it for white or blue, but have it deal 1 damage to you.
It's we do have a lot of like really, really aggressive ramp. We've got, how many is it in the 2 section? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 8, 9 of the cards under 2 mana, so really, really easy to get out an early, like our early whatever we want kind of stuff. It does ramp out quick. Let's go into our draw section, which is again also we've got some draw there, but we'll jump into our draw. Sherman, start us off here.
All right, the first one we have here is going to be Circuit Mender for 3 mana. It's a 2/3 insect. That's an artifact creature. When it enters, you gain 2 life, which is nice. When it leaves the battlefield, draw a card. That leave part is the key because you're just bouncing it. So technically,
it also makes it a good blocker because again, I just want to draw my card, swing away.
That's true, and it's a 2/3, so it has a bigger than average butt.
Yes. Next we have a Clockwork Fox, which is a cool card that I like. I like some group hug every now and then. It's 3 colorless for an artifact creature fox, 3/2. When it leaves the battlefield, you draw 2 cards and each opponent draws a card, which is a nice way to make people leave your stuff alone. And again, end step, we get an artifact and creature, right? So we get a double blink. It's very, very easy to sit there and just be like, okay, like, yeah, I'm ramping, but I'm giving everyone draw. Leave my stuff alone.
Yeah.
Slothy.
I was muted, sorry.
Oh.
Next up, we've got Combat Thresher, 7 mana, 3/3 artifact creature construct with Prototype. So you may cast a spell with different mana cost, color, and size. It keeps all abilities and types. So for 2 and a white, it is a 1/1. But it's got double strike, and when it enters the battlefield, draw a card.
I've always had fun with these prototypes, just bringing them out and just blinking them, or like bringing them back from the graveyard without casting for the prototype cost, just because it's so much fun.
Well, that's exactly it. We're dropping this out for that 3 mana, and then it's gonna blink almost immediately. It's gonna be our double striker. Yeah. The nice thing too about this is in like there are blink commanders that are objectively stronger. Abuela's great, Brago's great, but all of those like need something to activate. You need your mana, you need to do combat damage, those kind of things. This just triggers end step. So the turn that we get our commander out, unless somebody is holding up removal, we're going to at least start our blink stuff off, right? And turning this Combat Thresher from a 1/1 that we dumped 3 mana into early into a double striker that is drawing us cards is such a cool ability.
Yeah, it's true. The next one here is going to be a Cryogen Relic. That's a 1 in a blue. It's an artifact. When this artifact enters or leaves the battlefield, draw a card. For 1 in a blue, you can sacrifice this artifact. Put a stun counter on up to 1 target tapped creature. Ugh, stun counters are annoying.
They are annoying. We next have Donnie and April, Adorkable Duo. Okay, so many people hate this set, and I love it. It is 4 and a blue for a 3/3 mutant ninja human turtle. When Donnie and April enter, choose one or both. Each mode must target a different player. So again, we don't have to choose another one. We can just choose one. But target player draws 2 cards, which is again a great group hug thing. Or target player returns an artifact, instant, or sorcery from their graveyard to your hand. Do you know how much goodwill you can buy with this card, blinking it every turn? Slothy, I'm going to give you your ramp back. Please, for the love of God, leave me alone.
That wouldn't be happening.
Yeah. It's the same thing, right? Like, it's just like, okay, Sherman's like, I'm threatening removal. I'm like, how about you blow something else up? I'm going to blink this. You can have your removal piece back. We'll work it out later. Just come on, please. Sherman double blows someone else's stuff up and mine. No.
I blow up everything. I don't care.
I love this ability. It's such a cool blink one. And I, again, you got to buy the Ninja. I was lucky enough to find one, but you got to buy the Ninja Turtles deck to get all these. I want one for runes so bad. That target player draws 2 cards is such a cool group hug ability. And again, giving them artifact, instant, or sorcery back is great.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. So
next up here, we've got Dowerport Mage. 1 and a blue for a 1/3 Frog Wizard. Whenever one or more other creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying, draw a card. And you can pay 1 and a blue and tap to return another target creature you control to its owner's hand.
I'm sorry. This card is not $4. Every time I look for this card, because I only have one copy, it's $8 or more. It ain't $4. That's a bunch of BS.
$4 if it was in stock, but yeah, it's always fully out of stock.
Yeah. So expect to actually pay more than $4 for that one. But like it's such a strong card. Like let's face it, how many people play Blink?
Right?
So next one. Inspiring Overseer for 2 and a white. It's a creature that's Angel Cleric. I was going to say angelic. Jeez. It's a 2/1. It has flying. When the Overseer enters, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Always good. Always nice.
I like Sandstone Oracle, and I'll put in a lot of decks, but we have a lot. It ramps a lot. I can't stress how aggressive it is being able to blink. Like again, a creature and an artifact, you can really get a lot of ramp and draw. You will not be missing land drops in this deck, even with 33 lands. I know it's not 48 lands like everyone keeps trying to put in decks, but it's you're not going to miss land drops in this. I promise you. Something's wrong. The Divine Intervention's disliking you if you're not getting lands. But our Sandstone Oracle is a 7-mana artifact creature Sphinx 4/4. When it enters, choose an opponent. If that player has more cards in hand, then you draw cards equal to the difference, which is, again, a great way to refill your hand if you've dumped everything out because you got so much mana.
You know what's a fun card to play? If your play group does a lot of stuff like this where like someone's drawing like 10 cards or like 4 cards, like a huge amount of cards, instead of playing things like Notion Thief and all that stuff, there's a blue card called Plagiarism. That's like 3 in a blue is instant for every card that your opponents draw for during that turn. You draw it instead. It's so mean, especially if you're like someone windfalls. Like, okay, sure, 3 of us get a draw, you don't, and I get to draw your cards instead.
Imagine you're playing with someone who is doing one of those like lockout, like I've got Planeswalker Nar set out, so everyone can't draw. I windfall, and you cast Plagiarism, and none of us get to draw.
Yeah.
That's mean.
It's so fun. It's so mean. I think it was like for 4 mana. I can't remember. It's something like that though. Anyways.
Next up here we've got Sky Scanner. 3 mana for a 1/1 artifact creature Thopter with flying. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card.
After that, we have a good boy, Spirited Companion for a 1 and a white. It's an enchantment creature that's a dog. That's 1/1. When the Spirited Companion enters, draw a card. Because they're such a good boy.
True. Then we have our Thought Monitor, which again, we're going to get out cheap, but it's 6 and a blue with affinity for artifacts. It's a construct. 1 less for each artifact we control. It's got flying. When it enters, you draw 2 cards. Next, we have our extra commander triggers. We want to do this. I will say, I'm going to take this again as well. I'm sorry. This card is a card that I am looking for so many of. I asked our game store for 100 yesterday because I like things like an Irenicus's Vile Duplication, all these things. And I didn't know there was one in Avatar, and I want so many of these cards. It's Ember Island Production. It's like one of my new favorite cards, probably one of my favorite cards of the year. 35 cent, uncommon, great. It's 3 double blue. You choose one. You create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it's not legendary, and it's a 4/4 hero in addition to its other types. Anything that makes me copies of my commander is exactly what I want in every deck. And I bought out every Irenicus's Vile Duplication I could find when I got it, and I'm doing the same with this one because I like having. I'm greedy. I want more of my commander. You never have enough. His other ability, which we're never using, but it's still cool. It's create a token that's a copy of target creature an opponent controls, except it's not legendary, and it's a 2/2 coward in addition to its other types. That is also very good to be able to copy their commander as a not legendary card. This is a really, really cool card that I think is going to end up going up way in price. Speculate on. That's my thing. All right, now we'll jump back in order. I believe Slothy now.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Go-Go, Master of Mimicry. 2 and a blue for a 2/4 legendary creature wizard. You can pay double X and tap to copy target activated or triggered ability you control X times. You may choose new targets for the copy, and this ability can't be copied, and X can't be 0.
That's such a good ability. I love Go-Go. So it's so much fun.
I'm mass botted out, but it's really fun because, again, our commander's a triggered ability, so we can copy our commander's ability to blink so many times if we want. But also, all of the enters are triggers, right? So if there's one that we really, really like something that's, again, I don't know, we want to end up milling someone we got a lot of mana, that Donnie and April card suddenly turns it into, I'm going to make Sherman draw 70 cards.
Yeah, fun times. The next one, it's a room. Hang on, give me a second. Let me see if I can bring it up so I can like flip it sideways. Rotate card. There we go. Okay. So the first half, we have a mirror room that's 2 in a blue. When you unlock this door, create a token token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it's a reflection in addition to its other creature types. And then on the other side, you have Fractured Realm for 5 double blue, so 7 mana total. If a triggered ability of a permanent you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Such a good card.
The artwork on it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I have to admit, like them coming up with the enchantment rooms mechanic was really, really, really cool and interesting. You know, especially the fact that if you blink an enchantment, both doors are locked again, which is really cool.
They're locked if they come back in. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That's actually a very cool thing to know.
You can't cheat out. You can't cheat out both or unlock both doors like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you unlock by paying the casting cost specifically. So if you return it to the battlefield, they're just 2 locked rooms.
Yeah,
I like that. The again, I like these like cheap new options for Panharmonicon, right? Because Panharmonicon's creeping up there in price. I think it's like $10 right now, right? $8 or $9, something like that.
And it go back up in price again.
Of course, and it's just a hard card to find because everybody wants it. It's in the maybe board of this deck because again, it'd be a great card for any Enter the Battlefield, but it's kind of when cards are a little harder to find and stuff. I mean, maybe that's because I have so many of them. But when cards are hard to find, I like finding cool options. So the fact that Duskmourn like brought like these like really really cool stuff. There's like some cool Duskmourn stuff too. I was hating too hard. Is it me now? Yeah. Okay. It's Peter Parker's Camera. Another phenomenal card for so many reasons. Number one, it's just really good. Peter Parker's Camera is one mana artifact, which is great. Great turn 1 drop. Enters with 3 film counters on it. You can pay 2 and a tap, remove a film counter from it, copy target activator or triggered ability you control, and you can choose new targets for it. So we have like a very, very budget version in this deck of a Strionic Resonator. And generally the downside is 3 uses, but we blink an artifact every turn. So it's really, really easy to reset and even reset itself by paying that 2 extra, right? Because we copy our commander's ability. The second one, I blink the Peter Parker's Camera, so it's always fresh with film counters, and then I get like an extra fun one. I like it. I
like the details they threw in on the lens for the camera because you can see the Spider-Man fighting the Green Goblin if you look into it. It's really, really sweet.
The next one we've got here is going to be Starfield Vocalist. 3 to blue for a 3/4 human bard. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time, and it has warp for 1 and a blue.
I love the fact that you threw in the anime version.
I was saying earlier, I can't in good faith. I don't like the artwork on the other version. Let me pull this up quickly. It's just I don't know, just something about the thing is it's not bad artwork. Like it's well drawn. It's done. Like this isn't like a Faithless Looting bad thing. I just don't find it fits on a Magic card. That's all. It's drawn well, but it's just you gotta have the anime one.
Yeah, you gotta have the nice shiny anime $200 card.
Yeah, for only an additional $189, you could have the special artwork.
If you're willing to double the price of the deck, it's worth it for the one different artwork.
Yeah. And then let's round it off with the last card here. It's going to be Y'shtola Rule for 4 double blue, legendary creature Cat Druid. That's a 3/5. At the beginning of your end step, exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Then, if it's the first end step this turn, you take an additional end step after this step, which is really strong. I have to say, like having like multiple end steps is so strong.
This is an amazing card, and I can never find it. And I finally found one, and I'm so happy. And I think, I think our LGS, I think they have another one that someone just traded in and isn't priced out yet. But it's like the full art one. I'm getting it. This is such a cool card. But again, this is just a second of our commander, and also half of the commander's ability on it. It's a must have in the deck. You've got to have it. Y'shtola is great. We've got a few blink cards. So we have, I'll start us off here. We've got Abuelo Ancestral Echo. 1 colorless, a white, a blue for a 2/2 spirit with flying ward 2. And then you can pay 1 a white, a blue, exile another target creature or artifact you control. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So it's kind of a nice way to save stuff from a board wipe. There's 2 blink styles, right? There's like the immediate comeback, which is we need it back right now. And then there is like the delayed one. So this is how you get around board wipes. You return it to the battlefield under the owner's next end step is great. So then they survive things.
I love that commander. It's so much fun.
Next up here, we've got the Airbender Ascension. 1 and a white for an enchantment. When it enters, airbend up to 1 target creature. Whenever a creature you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. And at the beginning of your end step, if this enchantment has 4 more quest counters on it, exile up to 1 target creature you control, then return to the battlefield under your owner's control.
That's so much fun.
Again, it's just a nice little cheap piece to do kind of the same thing we're wanting.
Yeah. Next one we have is going to be Displace. It's a instant. That's 2 and a blue. Exile up to 2 target creatures you control. Then return those cards to the battlefield under its owner's control. So good.
I talk all the time on the show about how seeing the artwork up close is so cool. I've never noticed what the artwork on this was until I looked at it right now. It's pretty,
the crow and the rat.
It's pretty creepy artwork.
Read the flavor text.
I'll see you soon, subjects 25 and 26. I've got a good feeling this time. Oh, I love it. Next here we have an Essence Flux, just a nice cheap bounce. Exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it's a spirit, you put a 1/1 counter on it. Just a quick blink.
And like speaking of artwork, this one's creepy when you actually look at it because like you see the eyes are blurred out, and then you think like the person's holding like a cloak or something like that. No, those are just multiple arms just coming out.
Yeah. Next up here we've got Far Traveler. 2 and a white for a legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have at the beginning of your end step exile up to 1 target tapped creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control.
And after that, we have Yorion, Sky Nomad for 3 double Azorius for a legendary creature, bird, serpent, 4/5. Has companion, we don't care about that. It has flying, and when it enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-land permanents you own and control. Return those cards to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. Wasn't this banned in some formats?
I think in something as not in Commander because its companion sizes.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. But Yorion's interesting because if we can get Yorion out quickly, then we can save our field. It's such bait because I want to exile everything, right? But our commander exiles at the next end step, so we have to wait through to the next turn to get these things back, which is pretty risky to like exile all of your creatures and just like be like, bro, please.
Or just cast it in board wipe.
Yeah, right. I love the bird serpent. You know I don't have board wipes in here. Next week
was banned in Modern.
Okay, the old bird serpent. Next we have our toolbox cards, which is again just kind of what it sounds like. A few things that do different things or help us out. Aether Channeler is our first one. It's 2 and a blue. When Aether Channeler enters, we get to choose one. So now we're starting to get into a bit of our modes. We create a 1/1 white bird, which is cool. We return another target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, so we can link other people's stuff, or draw a card again. A nice extra piece of draw if we need.
Then we've got Archaeo Mender, 2 and a blue for a 2/3 human wizard. When Archaeo Mender enters the battlefield, return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. I almost read this completely wrong.
Fair.
Oh, said Archaeomancer, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one we have is going to be the Bronze Beak Forgers for 3 and a white. It's a creature that's a dinosaur that's a 3/4. When it enters the battlefield for each opponent, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls until this leaves the battlefield. For X and a white, put target card with mana value X exiled with the Forgers into its owner's graveyard. You gain X life. Huh, that's interesting.
Nice little mana sink ability, right? It enters, I leave it there. I say, leave me alone. I'll give you your card back. Or don't leave me alone, and I'm going to put it in your graveyard. You're not getting it back.
You can have that land. It's fine. I don't care.
Yeah. Next, we have our Meteor Golem. Again, an expensive card, but sometimes you got to put a Meteor Golem in a deck. It's just 7 mana. When it enters, destroy target non-land permanent opponent controls.
And then we've got Mirage Mirror. 3 mana artifact. You can pay 2 and have it become a copy of target artifact, creature, enchantment, or land until end of turn.
After that, we have a Scroll of Fate for 3 mana. You can tap it to manifest a card from your hand. Oh, so good.
In this deck, it's amazing because we can just cheat anything out and then blink at end step.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun. Again, like I said, we manifest our Meteor Golem face down in attack mode. It's I really, really like the Scroll of Fate. Again, a very cheap card and really, really effective in a deck like this. We've got Sculpting Steel, which again, for the same reason, it's just going to come out 3 mana. You can have it enter as a copy of any artifact on the battlefield. If someone's playing better artifact creatures than us, for 3 mana, we're taking it, and then we're able to keep blinking it in and out. It's great.
Next up here, we've got Splinter, Aging Champion. 2 and a white for a legendary Mutant Ninja Rat. 2/2. When he enters, destroy up to 1 target tapped creature. And when he leaves the battlefield, you and another target player each draw a card.
What a sick card. Oh, I love this.
Ooh.
It is quite a cool set of abilities. I really like the enter and leaves like kind of theme that we've been going with.
Yeah, because it's like you get like
basically
basically
it's a blank deck.
Yeah.
I like it.
After that, we have a Stonehorn Dignitary for 3 and a white. It's a creature that's a Rhino Soldier. That's a 1/4. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent skips his or her next combat phase. That sucks.
That's for when people are getting a little foolish. I'm going to attack and kill you on my turn. You will not. You will leave me be. This is a great way to do with the Yorion. If you can get your Yorion out, we go to Slothy's turn next. I'm going to make him skip his combat phase. Then I'll get my creatures back. We're safe. We're safe from the terror of Slothy for 1 turn until he ends the turn on the return trigger. Whole field is left in exile. I'm left in tears. Next, we also have an Unidentified Hovership, which is, again, another really cool card. 1 double white for an artifact creature, artifact vehicle, not creature. It's a flying 2/2. When it enters, exile up to 1 target creature with toughness 5 or less. This hits a lot. And when it leaves, the exiled card's owner manifests dread, which is also very annoying. You're tutoring to the top, manifest it. Into our next section here, we've got our tokens, which is a big piece of the deck. Obviously, you can make so many ETB tokens. We're happy there. And I love this next card. Slothy, take us away.
Sure. We've got Belonging. 5 and a white for a 6/6 elemental incarnation. When this creature enters, create 3 1/1 colorless shapeshifter creature tokens with Changeling, and it has Encore for 6 double white.
The Changeling does matter, I promise. There's a reason for it, specifically. But also 3/1/1s on an ETB that we can keep flickering is a lot.
That is true. Next one we have is going to be Blade Splicer for 2 and a white. It's a Phyrexian Human Artificer that's a 1/1. When it enters, create a 3/3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature, and golems you control have first strike.
I told you, Changeling matters. Next, we have our Darksteel Splicer, 6 and a white. Again, a phenomenal target for manifesting. When Darksteel Splicer or another non-token Phyrexian enters the battlefield under your control, create X 3/3 colorless golem creature tokens where X is the number of opponents you have, and golems have indestructible. Kind of a great flicker target.
And then we've got Genku, Future Shaper. 2 white and a blue for 2/5 legendary Moonfolk Wizard. Whenever another non-token permanent you control leaves the battlefield, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn and create a creature token with those characteristics. So you got a 2/2 white fox with vigilance, a 1/2 blue Moonfolk with flying, or a 1/1 black rat with lifelink. And you can pay 3 white and a blue to put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
That last ability is so strong.
Building this deck, when I put this card in, I was like, I need to make this Genku deck, obviously, as well. And yeah, the fact you can mana dump, the fact that you can, for blinking, for what we already want to do, the fact that we can get all these cool abilities, I like it. I like the art too.
I started building Genku actually recently.
It's a really cool. It's blink, but it's got its own cool thing. And it's not a deck I've seen.
Yeah.
After that, we have Malkator, Purity Overseer for 1 and a white and a blue. Legendary creature, Phyrexian Elephant Wizard is an elephant. That's cool. It's a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature token. At the beginning of your end step, if 3 or more artifacts enter the battlefield under your control this turn, create a 3/3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature token. Whoo!
Again, really quickly, I will say this is a Phyrexian. This will trigger. If you bounce your Malk hitter. This will also trigger this Darksteel Splicer. Kind of nice. Next, we have our March of Progress. It's 2 and a blue. Choose target artifact creature you control. For each creature chosen this way, create a token's copy of it, and Overload for 6 and a blue. That's the right Overload cost for 7 with a blue in it.
Next up here, we've got Master Splicer. 3 and a white for a 1/1 Phyrexian Human Artificer. When it enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 Phyrexian Golem artifact creature token, and golems you control get +1/+1.
So that we have Master's Guild Mural. It's for 3 white and blue. It's an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, create a 4/4 white and blue Golem artifact creature token. It has craft with artifact for 4 and double white and a blue. Holy smokes. Exile this artifact. And then exile another artifact you control or an artifact artifact card from your graveyard. Return this card transformed under its owner's control. Activate own as a sorcery. So what does it transform into? We have a Master's Manufactory. It's another artifact. You can tap it to create a 4/4 white and blue Golem artifact creature token. Activate only if Master's Manufactory or another artifact enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Whoo! That's a lot of hoops to jump through.
It is. We're just going to flicker it. We're just going to blink it and just get our 4/4 Golem. We're not exiling anything.
Yeah.
We've got a Mirror Battlesphere, which is, again, just a phenomenal artifact for an ETB deck. Again, 7. We've got a lot of big 7 drops in this deck. It's a Mirror Construct for 7. When it enters, you create 4 1/1 colorless Mirror artifact creature tokens. And whenever this creature attacks, you may tap X untap mirrors you control. If you do, this creature gets XO till end of turn and deals X damage to the player or planeswalker it's attacking. So if we have a player that we can't really get through and they got a propaganda kind of setup where I've got to pay 30 to drop, we'll just swing this one thing and blast them.
Then we've got Nico, Light of Hope. 2 white and a blue for a 3/4 legendary human wizard. When Nico enters, create 2 shard tokens. So they're enchantments with pay 2 and sacrifice to scry 1, then draw a card. Then you can have 2 and a tap to exile target non-legendary creature you control. Shards you control become copies of it until the beginning of the next end step. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
After that, it's going to be the Pridewind Steel Flagship for 4 double white. It's a legendary artifact that's a vehicle. It's a 6/6. It has flying. When another non-token artifact enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white human knight creature token with this creature gets +2/+2 as long as an artifact entered the battlefield under your control this turn. Whoo! And it has a crew of 2.
Yeah, pretty easy to make into a big creature, but again, another great flicker target. Next, we have our Thousand Moon Smithy. 2 double white. When it enters, you create a white gnome soldier artifact creature token with this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures you control. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may tap 5 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. If you do, you can transform it into the Barracks of the Thousand, a legendary artifact land which taps for a white, and whenever you cast an artifact or creature spell using mana produced by Barracks of it, you create a white gnome artifact soldier with this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures you control, which is a great cast ability.
Mm-hmm.
But again, even just the flicker and stuff, it's going to get pretty big.
Yeah.
Then we've got the Threefold Thunder Hulk. 7 mana for a 0/0 artifact creature gnome. Enters with 3+1/+1 counters on it. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, create a number of 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens equal to its power. Then you can pay 2, sacrifice another artifact to put a +1/+1 counter on this creature.
Fun. Interesting. After that, we have the Whirler Rogue for 2 double blue. It's a creature that's a human rogue artificer. That's a 2/2. When this creature enters, create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. That is so strong. Ugh, so annoying.
Can you imagine just getting blasted? I'm like, oh, I'm going to tap my gold pen my trash gold pan from earlier that makes the equipment, whatever it was. I tap it, and one other Peter Parker's camera to just blow you off the field.
Or just the treasure it produces.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the treasure it produces, to be honest. That's really funny. That's actually, I like that way more. Gold pan and its treasure. Death. Next, we have our Wing Slicer. It is 3 and a blue. When it enters, you put a 3/3 colorless Golem artifact creature token on the battlefield. Golem creatures you have. Listen, I got confused with Universes Beyond. I heard Golem so many times when we were talking about Lord of the Rings. Golem, it all sounds the same to me. And now this is a Golem deck. But yeah, your Golems have flying, which is also a problem. A very big problem. Then we've got our finishers.
Yeah. First up here, we've got a real fun one. Katara, Water Tribe's Hope. 2 white, double blue for a 3/3 legendary human warrior ally with vigilance. When Katara enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. And then you can waterbend X, and creatures you control have base power and toughness XX until end of turn. X can't be 0. Activate only during your turn.
Yeah.
Sorry?
No, I just said yeah. It's, again, a nice mirror form style.
After that, we have Masterful Replication for 5 and a blue. Is an instant. You got to choose one of these. Okay, either create 2 3/3 colorless Golem artifact creature tokens, or you get to choose target artifact you control. Each other artifact you control becomes a copy of that artifact until end of turn.
Mm-hmm. I like this. Again, the fact that we can like turn this into just into some of our big attackers and stuff like that is pretty great. But I'll explain that. We'll talk the next card and then I'll say it. Next we have our mirror form. So 4 double blue, again another 6 mana one. Each non-land permanent you control becomes a copy of target non-aura permanent. This can hit anyone's field and anything, and this is a permanent transformation. This is whatever we choose to make it, we can make it. Now, I'm not saying this is the right thing to do, but if you remember earlier in the list, we have a Coveted Jewel, and it's super funny to say, you know what, you can have the jewel attack me, and then turn my 40 tokens into Coveted Jewels and make somebody full mill themselves. Once the attack is declared, they cannot take it back. Hey, I make everything a Coveted Jewel and I declare no blockers.
Hope you have a fog.
Yeah, enjoy your 120 mana as you immediately die.
That's one way to take out someone.
But yeah, there is so many good things to mirror form. It's pretty wonderful. But we have a ton of Enter the Battlefield, right? So if we're across from another ETB style deck, like someone has a Panharmonicon, now every card in my deck is a Panharmonicon, and the next thing I've got 70 Panharmonicons on the board, and I play like a Katara. Just one Katara makes me 70 allies, right? We can turn it into that, doubling seasons. We can turn it into a lot of you can make 100 Sphere of Safeties if somebody's playing that way.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the next card had to be in the deck, too. I'll let Slothy finish us off here.
Yeah, we've got Rise and Shine, 1 and a blue for sorcery. Target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 0/0 artifact creature. Put 4 +1/+1 counters on each artifact that became a creature this way, and it has Overload for 4 double blue.
Yeah.
This is one of the win cons in Marnius.
It's got to be.
Nice.
Yeah. The lands are like pretty simple. I'm pretty sure that's like our whole list. We've got some sideboard cards we'll talk about, but like before I get into them, this, like I said, this deck it gets going really quick. It's a bunch of fairly cheap cards, and like I said, I tend to build everything as like a shell of a deck. Like you can always upgrade it. There's some great easy to access upgrades if you want to spend a little bit more money, but the amount of tokens that this deck splits out and the amount of dumb nonsense that you can do with a deck like this is so fun. I really enjoy this a lot. Let's talk quickly we got a few more minutes here, so let's talk our sideboard stuff. These are just some cards that if you want to put them in, they're good toolboxy cards or expensive cards. I'll take our first one, which is Aang, Airbending Master. It's a $20 card and I can't find it. It's 4 and a white. When it enters, airbend another target creature. Exile. When it's exiled, its owner can cast it for 2 rather than its mana cost. Whenever one or more creatures you control leave without dying, you get an experience counter. Cool. At the beginning of your upkeep, you create a 1/1 white ally for each experience counter you have, which gets out of hand really fast.
I don't know what you're talking about. Can't find any. I've got several.
Well, bring it to me. What are we talking about? Bring me an Aang. I need one, obviously, for this deck. Let me up the budget.
I think I've pulled like 4 or 5 of them.
Oh, it's a
How
really
the
cool
heck
card.
did you-
I went hard on this set I really wanted to pull the Cabbage Merchant out of a pack.
Oh yeah.
That's why.
So that was kind of my goal for a while. So I spent way too much time and money opening Avatar until I just finally decided, screw it, I'm just buying it. It's not worth it at this point.
Yeah.
Bring me all your Ember Island productions too. As I said, I want 100 of them. I got cash on hand. Sherman, you take us away with this next one.
Next one we got is an Angel of the Ruins for 5 double white. It's an artifact creature that's an angel that's a 5/7 and has flying. When it enters, exile up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantments. It also has plane cycling for 2 mana.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Slothy.
Next up, we've got Arcanist's Owl. 4 Hybrid Azorius for a 3/3 bird. It's an artifact creature as well. It's got flying. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact or enchantment card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
Not a bad way to dig if you're missing a card and stuff. It's, like I said, it just didn't quite rise to the level of what I wanted toolbox-wise. This is also a fun one, but again, it didn't make my final cut. It's Dutiful Replicator, just because you can make so many of them. But it's 3 mana for a 3/2 assembly worker. When it enters, you can pay 1. When you do, create a token as a copy. Copy of target token you control not named Dutiful Replicator. So we've got a lot of ways to make these tokens. It's a really, really fun way to pay 1 and just keep making the golems in the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, the next one. It's Gonti's Aether Heart for 6 mana. It's a legendary artifact. Whenever the Gonti's Aether Heart or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you get 2 energy. Pay 8 energy, exile the heart, take an extra turn after this one. This card, oh my god. It's like it's $1 now, but like when Modern Horizons 3 was like announced, like this card, like it was only printed once, right? So it shopped in price like $20. Now it's $1.
The a lot of it is I took this out for unfun. It's too easy to trigger this extra turn, and I tend to find a lot of extra turns. You're gonna be durdling in a deck like this a little bit while you blink things and make tokens and sit there and draw your, like, oh well, I've got to draw a fox with vigilance and now it's a rat with lifelink. Come on, please, just let me draw my tokens, right? So you're gonna be kind of taking time, any extra turn stuff, because that is if you want extra end steps, extra turns is the easiest way to go. You don't need to find a Y'shtola rule, just put in the Nexus of Fate, right? Like you can really easily get that kind of stuff. Get an Ugin's Eye of Ugin, or not, what's the Ugin artifact when it enters? Like players can't take an extra, when it leaves you take an extra turn, kind of thing.
I'm thinking of Trouble in was it Trouble in Pairs?
Trouble in Pairs is like
No.
that. Yeah. Players can't.
Ugin's Nexus.
Yeah, what does Ugin's Nexus do? Can you read that one?
I can. It is a 5 mana legendary artifact. If a player will begin an extra turn, they skip it instead. And if Ugin's Nexus will be put into the graveyard from the battlefield, instead exile it and take an extra turn after this one.
I will say hilarious thing to also mirror form if you put Ugin's Nexus out and just make like 70 copies of it. They all die and I take 70 turns in a row and I do nothing with the turns. Keep that in mind. I do nothing with it. I put Donatello back in my hand and I play 70 turns until I draw myself out and lose the game and just say, everyone have a good night. I don't win the game. I just have a good time playing with myself. It's extra turns. Like I said, they tend to take a lot of fun out, especially when you're taking a longer turn, kind of like you will be. Next we have an Irenicus's Vile Duplication, which again, like I said, is like this Amber Isle card, right? It's one mana less than the Amber Isle, but it only can target things you control. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except the token has flying and isn't legendary if that creature is legendary. It's up to $14. I bought as many of them as I could when I saw it because I'm like, I want more commanders. And this is the same thing with Amber Isle. Everyone's got to believe me. You either want to get Ember Isle productions so that you have this other card that's eventually going to shoot up in price, or you want to take all of them that you give and you send them to me, and I will use them in decks vicariously for you.
Next up, we have Panharmonicon. 4 mana artifact. If a creature or artifact entering causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, it triggers an additional time.
Obviously, it should be in the deck. Let that be known. but I'm out of Panharmonicons.
Fair. The next one we have here is going to be a Riptide Gearhulk for 1 double white, double blue. It's an artifact creature that's a construct. That's the 2/5. It has double strike and prowess. When this creature enters, for each opponent, put up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. That's so annoying.
That's why I took it out. It's inherently not a fun card to sit in a blink deck with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and especially if I have like something like the go-go and I just copy that ability like 50 times and put everyone's feet like 3rd from the top, then 3rd from the top, then 3rd. That's rough.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
That is very rough.
That's how you get the table to pick up. If you like trigger this like 30 times in a row and you say, okay, I want that 1/3 from the top, and then under that you're gonna put that, and then under they're just gonna be like, I just don't want to play anymore. You win, man. Cool job. You did it. You beat us. Another card I love from the set, and I just built a deck around this, is Sally Pride, Lioness Leader. 3 double white for a 2/4 Cat Mutant Rebel. When Sally Pride enters, you create X/2/2 red mutant creature tokens, where X is the number of non-token creatures you control, which is such an easy, like nonsense, like low power creatures deck, because you can just flood the board with like cheap little 1/1s and then make a ton of 2/2s every time you blink. It's a very, very cool budget commander. And then, of course, when the Sally Pride attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. So all those junk creatures you just spit out are great. I've got like a ton of like little 1/1 cleric like dorks in the deck. It's so fun.
And rounding us out here, we have the aforementioned Wedding Ring.
No, you missed one.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, the blue card.
Oh, the blue one. Oh, shows how much I care about that one. We've got Simulacrum Synthesizer. 2 and a blue for an artifact. When it enters, scry 2. When another artifact with mana value 3 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control.
That's so good.
It is really good. Also, the mirror form, if you turn it into that like Thousand Moon Smithy creature thing where the power and toughness is, then they're all artifact creature tokens. Every non-land permanent you control buffs each other. It gets monstrous, and I swing out for 800. So this is just in the deck in this spot because it's just an expensive card. I don't currently have a copy of, but if you have the budget for it, it's phenomenal in a deck like this.
Mm-hmm.
And now the last card.
I was going to say, and now Sherman, this is what inspired the deck in the first place. So I'm glad you get to talk about it. Please take it away.
Yeah, so this is the card that I have in a bellow as my commander. It's the Wedding Ring for 2 double white. It's an artifact. When the Wedding Ring enters the battlefield, if it was cast, target opponent creates a token that's a copy of it. When an opponent who controls an artifact named Wedding Ring draws a card during their turn, you draw a card. Whenever an opponent who controls an artifact named Wedding Ring gains life during their turn, you gain that much life. This was the concept, like Daniel said, in my commander deck, where my goal is to get the Wedding Ring out as fast as I can and blink it so that I marry the whole table multiple times. So I'm not going to marry you once or twice, hopefully 3 or 4 times.
This is your deck for giving love, yeah.
Yeah. My goal is to marry everyone at the table. And like people are like, "Oh, that's hilarious." And then you realize that you have 3 copies of Wedding Ring and I only have 1, and then someone windfalls.
Yeah. Well, again, if you sit there and you keep blinking it in and out, like with a commander like this, or like with the fact that you're just going to be, because at first, like you said, it's a perfect group hug card. Why not? You know, like it's just, I'm helping you out with draw, but then you got 9 of them. Then all of a sudden you've got 9 of them, and it's like, well, I don't want to draw 9 cards every turn right now. I please stop. There was one of the things I did want to put in the deck. It just didn't fit the theme enough. But I wanted to put Force Fruition in the deck because I thought that would be a hilarious thing to mirror form, like but it didn't reach the threshold. It doesn't work enough with the rest of the deck. But if you can pull off a mirror form Force Fruition and then pass the turn, that's objectively so funny. Go ahead and try cast a piece of removal to do it. You draw 180 cards in response and die immediately.
Yeah, like one of the ways in my deck that I do to win is when I have everyone have Wedding Rings out, and everyone, like, let's say everyone has like 2 copies of Wedding Ring and I only have the 1. I'll actually have something like a card like Induced Amnesia, which is an enchantment, unfortunately, but it is what it is. But like you have like liquid metal torque, liquid metal coating to make it an artifact if need be. But Induced Amnesia, let's see if I can do it off the top of my head. It's 2 in a blue. When it enters, you target a player. That player takes their hand and exiles it face down, and then draws that many cards.
Oh yeah, it's a great card.
And then when the enchantment goes to the graveyard, you get those cards back from exile to your hand. So the way I do it is I'll like if everyone has wedding rings, I'll target myself so that like let's say I have like because I'll have infinite hand size most likely by then. I'll have 20 cards in my hand. Fine, I'll exile 20 cards and I'll draw 20, and everyone else draws 40 because they have like 2 wedding rings, let's say, right? Or if someone's annoying me and they have like 20 cards in their hand, I'll cast Induced Amnesia, targeting them, and then I'll blink it so that the cards that are in exile stay exiled, and then they have to draw another 20 cards.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm a degenerate. I know. It's fine.
I just, like I said, I love this deck so much. It is, it's really, really fun to play. Again, estimated bracket 2. There's a lot of cool group hug stuff you can do. That's basically all I have to say on it. It's a very, very fun style. A lot of these cards are really, really cheap nonsense cards that you can just replace really quickly. Again, this is one of the cheaper rares. Even the cool artwork one of it that I have is like 87 cents. I just really like this card a lot. Any closing thoughts for us, guys? Are we wrapping her up?
Slothy?
I think I'm good to wrap her.
Yeah, I think it's good. Like it's a blink deck. Blink decks are always fun. So fun if you pilot it. I don't know. Going against it is a little bit different, but it's always fun to pilot.
Yeah, there is like no way, no matter how fast you take your turn, it's still kind of still kind of be a little dirtily with it, but it's still fun. It's a big blast. If you go ahead.
One more thing, real quickly. If people do choose to go the wedding ring route in your deck, okay, and make multiple copies for everyone, a really, really, really fun card to play just to switch things up is called Celestial Convergence. It's another enchantment, unfortunately. It's 2 double white, but when it enters with 7 omen counters on it. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you remove an omen counter from the enchantment. If there are no omen counters on this enchantment, the player with the highest life total wins the game. If 2 or more players are tied for the highest life total, the game is a draw. So if you want to play Wedding Ring and like there's like life gain in any chance like someone has life gain, everyone's trying to gain life or like just lower them. So like whoever's the highest will win, right? So that's one way to like flip the script a little bit. But anyways,
I like it. I like decks that force draws. I think they're funny. It's always a nice time. Okay, I'm wrapping us up here. Let me hit my where's my buttons? Where's my buttons? Thank you guys for listening to another episode here. If you want any of these cards, go over to houseofcards.ca, promo code IT99. It's going to give you a discount on any of these expensive ones like the Simulacrum Synthesizer and all these other things. But it's also going to give you a discount on the cheap garbage cards like your Gold Pan and your Prize Statue. If you want any of them, like I said, promo code IT99 is going to help out. If you want cool sleeves, which I need to go get so many of, nerdgear.ca, promo code IT99. It's going to get you lots of cool stuff. They've got great playmat sanctuaries. They've got like good spots for your commanders. The Commander Central kits are wonderful. So over again, nerdgear.ca, promo code IT99. Like, share, subscribe. It really does help us out with anything and seeing it, and let us know what you think of it. I like hearing what other people would put in the deck and what they would do with it. It's always nice to hear suggestions because again, I just build kind of with what's on hand and what I think is funny, but a lot of people have great suggestions. So always let us know. And yeah, come over to Patreon if you want to support us directly. It's just the easiest way to come directly, build decks with us, chat with us. And yeah, we've got great, wonderful patrons and I appreciate every single one of them. Thank you guys so much for listening and have a great week. Bye-bye.
All right. Laters.
See you.